Hello, I'm Jeff Cavins, and today we're going to take a look at the scriptures from the 28th Sunday in Ordinary Time, taken from Luke's Gospel, chapter 17. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to suddenly lose everything? I mean, everything. To lose your job, to lose your income, to lose the relationship with your spouse, to lose the relationship with your children, to never be able to go to a mall or out to another sporting event. You just lose everything. Well, that's what happened to 10 men in this story. They were lepers in Jesus' day. And when you had leprosy, which was a horrible disease to endure, it meant that you were taken out of the community, exiled in a sense, and put into a leper colony. Life as you really knew it was over. Well, Jesus was walking between Galilee and Samaria, and he went into a village, and there were 10 lepers who stood at a distance, which they are told to. They yelled out, "Jesus, Lord, have mercy on us." And Jesus healed them. Now, what's interesting is, and it's always interesting when Jesus heals, but what is interesting is the response to the healing, the response to suddenly having everything given back. And that response was really insightful. Jesus said, did you notice? 9 of them didn't even say thank you, didn't even return and say thank you for all that they had received and all that was restored. But one man did. He turned around and he said, thank you, thank you. You know, a gracious heart, a thankful heart is a beautiful heart. Sociologists tell us that it's really not how much you have that makes a difference in your life, but how grateful you are. You can have a lot and not be grateful and be a very bitter person. You can have a little bit, and be grateful and be very, very happy. It's the heart that really counts. Now, when I read that story, it's coupled with the story of Naaman in the Old Testament, and he returned and gave thanks. And so that's the theme this week is giving thanks for what we have been given by God. When I read this gospel passage, I like to ask myself the question, which one would I have been if I had been back in that story? Would I be the one that was grateful and returned thanks? Or would I have been one of the 9 who had everything restored and just went on my way and wasn't thankful? Well, there's a way that we can know which one we would have been by asking, which one are you right now? Take, for instance, last week, which one were you? Were you one of the 9 that you had received so much from the Lord and you didn't return thanks? Or were you the one that turned around and said, thank you, Jesus, last week? What about yesterday? What about today? Which one are you today? This week, I'd encourage you to take inventory in your life. Maybe you don't have everything that you want in your life, but you have been given something by the Lord. Where you live, the clothes you wear, the food you eat, what you do have, you can be grateful for. And it can be very little, or you can have a lot. But the point is, are you grateful? Do you have a grateful heart, a thankful heart? Giving thanks to God is one of the teachings both in the Old and the New that comes up all the time. And it is the response to God's goodness, the response to His mercy, the response to His grace, the response to His generosity is always a grateful heart. But we have to be intentional about it and take the time to thank Him. So this week, as a response to this gospel reading, you might want to take some time and go to a holy hour. Go to your local parish and just take a few minutes, kneel down before the presence of the Lord in the chapel and just say, thank you. It's been a while, but I want to say thanks this week. You will experience a beautiful heart.